Hello students, today I am going to discuss topic electrochemistry, that's part of your unit 3. So this word, as in this word electro plus chemistry, that means two words are here, that means something about the electron and something about the chemistry, or you can say chemistry because of electron and because of the electron there something happened. Correct? So electrochemistry is the branch of chemistry in which we deals electrical energy as well as chemical energy. That means we deals little bit about the devices that convert electrical energy into the chemical energy or vice versa. That means with devices. So for this, first we start from the electrode potential. Electrode potential is a metal strip that is dipped into its own ion solution. Okay. Now, whatever the metal ion that's present in the solution, you can see here that at here the zinc has the tendency to lose the electron and copper has the tendency to gain the electron. That's why this one is termed as this reduction, and the another process known as oxidation. And when all these conditions like electrolyte solution is what? The electrolyte solution is the solution in which that copper strip is dipped. So the concentration of electrolyte solution is very much affected to the electrode potential, as well as there is another. Hello students, today I am going to discuss electrochemistry, that is your unit 3 part, first topic, that is electrochemistry. So electrochemistry, first we know that what is the electrochemistry? Electrochemistry is the branch of chemistry in which we discuss something about electrical energy and something about chemical energy. Here the relationship between the electrical energy and the chemical energy that we totally discuss in this part, that is electrochemistry. Okay. So in this figure you can see that here some two figures are here, that one where the electron is coming out, one where the electron is going in, and something that is dipped at here, this metal type strip that is dipped into a solution, and here this is another metal strip that is dipped into another solution. First, let me discuss what is this basic unit. Correct? This basic unit, this is a half cell. Actually, in this topic, we will discuss mostly about the cell. The cell is made by two units, two half cells, oxidation half cell and reduction half cell. That means, yes, there is the requirement of two things, that is oxidation and reduction. So I think you know very well that oxidation is the process, is the phenomenon in which a metal release their electron and convert itself into the cation, while reduction is the process in which a metal gain the electron and reduce their oxidation state. Correct? So this basic fundamental process we use here. How? This is the question. Here what we do? We take a metal strip and dip that metal strip into its own ion solution. What happened? There are two chances. One chance, that metal may be release the electron or maybe gain the electron. If that metal release the electron, that means that metal undergoes to oxidation process. And if that metal gain the electron, that means that metal goes to where? That metal goes to actually this reduction process. Correct? Okay. Now here you can see in this figure, here some electron is going, some electron is out. Same process is here, but little bit different. Let me discuss this one. This one is much better. See at here you can see that yes, this is your zinc. In this figure you can see clearly this zinc is converted into zinc ion and lose the 2 electron. And why this happen? When this zinc strip is dipped into its own ion solution. So what happened? This happened that when this zinc strip is dipped into its own ion solution, oxidation happened. Why? Because zinc itself is a very active metal. So zinc easily converted into its ion solution and oxidation happened. Correct? And what next process? Electron will be remain on the metal strip. Now what happened? Actually zinc is as a cation into the solution. This an electron on the rod. So after some time this positive charge comes near the negative charge, and here are some negative charge on the rod. Correct? Here is a electrical double layer develop. This electrical double layer create a potential difference. This potential difference known as electrode potential. You say, ma'am, how is it possible? Only in this zinc, not in any other metal? What happened in case where a metal gain electron? Yes, I have answer for that also. Here this is the copper ion. In the case of this copper ion, actually copper ion have tendency to gain the electron. This is the electron. So this copper ion when gain the electron and converted into copper. So whatever this copper that go near this and deposit on it, so this plus charge create on it and negative sulfate ion is in the solution. Same here electrical double layer develop. So here is the potential difference develop. When this potential difference develop, again this is named as electrode potential. That means what? That electrode potential is the potential difference that develop when a metal is dipped into its own ion solution. Okay, so now you know the definition of electrode potential. What is electrode potential? It is potential difference when it is generated when a metal dipped into its own ion solution. Correct? Another thing, if suppose a metal dipped into its own ion solution, there are two things. Electron may be gain or may be release. So this electrode potential is the measure of tendency of a metal of gain or lose the electron, and that is known as electrode potential. Correct? So what is electrode potential is a type of measure. Electrode potential is a measure of tendency of a metal release or gain the electron. Up to this, I think now everything is clear to you. Now here's some question that what factors actually responsible for this electrode potential? What factors are responsible for the electrode potential? There are three main factors which are responsible for the electrode potential. The first factor is the concentration of this metal ion solution. That means the concentration of electrolyte solution. If concentration is higher, that means electrode potential will be lower. If concentration is lower, electrode potential will be higher. Okay? Another chance is the nature of electrode. What is electrode? Electrode is nothing. Electrode is actually a type of metal strip. So that metal strip is termed as an electrode. Okay? What is the nature of electrode? Is that oxidative in their nature? Is that reducive in their nature? Whatever is the nature, on the basis of that. And the third point is the temperature. Higher the temperature, lower the electrode potential. Okay, that's why all these factors give a definition of standard electrode potential. Now here's a question, what is a standard electrode potential? Standard electrode potential is the same electrode potential of each and every metal, but conditions are in their standard state. Now question, what is standard state? Standard state, that means concentration is 1 molar. There should be the concentration of electrolyte solution will be 1 molar. Temperature will be what? Temperature will be 25 degrees centigrade. Pressure will be 1 atmospheric pressure. These three are the standard condition under which any electrode potential termed as a standard electrode potential. Okay, and when all these standard electrode potential are arranged in increasing order, correct, increasing order, then that make electrochemical series. So I have figure of electrochemical series also. This is your electrochemical series. Here you can see that it is started from fluorine and it is goes to lithium, correct, and some elements above the hydrogen and some elements are above the hydrogen and some elements are below the hydrogen. Okay, so like copper, you can see this copper here, the copper is above the hydrogen, that's why copper cannot be reduced by any acid, correct. And here the zinc in zinc vessel any acid could not be stored because zinc is very reactive. So this is the overall importance of electrochemical series, and I think you know very well, you know already what is the electrochemical series. This is the topic of another discussion actually, so I am not going to discuss this topic here. I am just going to discuss some more about the use of this electrochemical series. One use of electrochemical series is just to make the galvanic cell. So this figure that is actually known as galvanic cell that I have discussed here, this one. What is galvanic cell? Galvanic cell are that cell where two half cells are connected. One goes to oxidation, another goes to reaction. This is your galvanic cell and this is your zinc electrode dipped into this zinc sulfate solution, and this is copper strip dipped into the copper sulfate solution, and these two are connected very well properly with the wire. This is voltmeter. Now question, why we use this one? What is the use of this? So here this is very important. Actually what happened when this reaction occur, you can see this, when this reaction occur, this electron, this is zinc converted into zinc ion plus electron it release, that electron move from here and goes to here. If during the reaction, this is zinc metal dipped into zinc sulfate solution, and this is copper is dipped into the copper sulfate solution. Now what happened, the zinc goes to oxidation and release electron, that electron goes to another half cell, and this is your another half cell, that is the copper electrode containing half cell, that is reduction half cell. If we did not use this one, so what happened, this electron that's moving towards towards your right side, that electron actually deposit at here and accumulated at here, so further functioning is not possible. Only one wire is gone but nothing else, only one wire is gone, nothing else. So proper circulation, proper connectivity is not here. To complete this connectivity, we use this U-shaped structure. This U-shaped structure known as what? Salt bridge. Okay, so this is your salt bridge. You can see here, this is your salt bridge. The purpose of salt bridge to complete the circuit of any cell. First purpose, first function, complete the circuit of any cell. And in the salt bridge, actually here are KCl or KNO3 we can use. So here is zinc ion, here is copper ion. Correct? When we use copper KCl here, so this KCl, Cl goes to here and complete this. Potassium goes to here and complete this, and that complete the circuit. Correct? Just to complete the circuit and just for complete the functioning, when the circuit is complete, then this galvanic cell start properly functioning, and every electrode potential has their difference. So whatever the EMF of the cell, that is EMF of cell is equal to the E naught cathode minus E naught anode. Whatever the reduction half cell, that is work as a cathode, because always remember that at cathode reduction occur, at anode oxidation occur. Okay. EMF of the cell is E naught of the cathode and standard electrode potential of cathode minus standard electrode potential of anode. Whatever the difference, if that value is positive, then that galvanic cell is feasible, otherwise not. Okay. So this is overall the galvanic cell, and this is the functioning of galvanic cell. Now here's the question. Question is that how could we say, yes, this overall cell can be represented in a question in this figure form? Yes, you are right. This figure is not possible to write anywhere in the question. So we use representation. We use representation of any galvanic cell like this. In this representation, this is your oxidation half and this is your reduction half. Actually, when we write representation of any galvanic cell, that representation of galvanic cell follows some rule. At our left hand side, always we put anode. Anode mean where oxidation occur, and at our right hand side we put cathode. So what is the rule? First write the metal, which one act as a anode, then a slash line that shows the boundary between their ion solution. In the bracket, whatever the concentration of their ionic solution. Then two parallel line, that two parallel line actually termed as salt bridge. Then their cathode solution with their concentration with a slash, and then another metal. This is overall representation of cell. I think you know very well that in any question generally we see this representation of the cell. So this is very important part. At least 1 marks question may become, or in so many questions there are come. And another point, when there is a question, when actually the cell is a device. Cell is a device that is used for conversion of chemical energy into the electrical energy. And there are two type of device. One is the galvanic cell, simple cell, and another one is the concentration cell. Okay, now your question, what is concentration cell? Concentration cell is that where metal may be same, but their concentration will be different. Suppose it is the metal zinc, we taken on the both side, but their concentration solution should be different. Their metal may be different. Okay, so difference the basic concept of concentration cell is the difference in concentration. That's why that is termed as a concentration cell. Now question, can we take same metal with the same concentration? As one of few people asked this question. So no, you can't take this one. Only and only this one same metal we can take, but there should be the difference in the electrolyte solution concentration. Correct? Now there is one more term that is known as a standard hydrogen electrode, SHE. Sometimes it is termed as She. So this is figure of standard hydrogen electrode. In this figure you can see that yes, here is, this is glass tube with side tube, and here is some this type instrument we have. Here is this is the solution, which concentration is this. Here is a platinum wire. With this platinum wire, platinum foil is connected, and that platinum foil embedded with this porous platinum. Correct? And question, why we take this? Actually, electrode potential of standard hydrogen electrode is 0. So we can take it as a reference. Reference is what that taken as a landmark. So this SHE taken as a reference electrode, and whatever the another values that are against to that standard hydrogen electrode or the reference electrode. So reference electrode are so many types, so many electrodes. One electrode, their value is constant. SHE is an example of reference electrode. Now, here are 2 points. When we can take SHE as a anode, when we can take SHE as a cathode. So, in a cell, when the standard hydrogen electrode act as anode, the electrode reaction taken like this. And here, when it is taken as a cathode, it is written like this. So, based on the electrode potential value, we taken the reference electrode potential like this. Okay, this is SHE. Another reference electrode is this calomel electrode. This is your calomel electrode. In this calomel electrode, this is your glass unit. At here, this is your platinum wire. At the end, in the bottom, you can see here in the bottom, this is mercury. And above this, there is the mercury with mercurous chloride solution, and here is the saturated HCl solution. Correct? This is known as calomel electrode. In calomel electrode, you can see working here. This is your overall this calomel electrode, and at here, this reaction actually what happened? This is representation of this calomel electrode. This one, this. Okay, this is a representation of calomel electrode, and when this cathode of the cell is calomel, then electrode reaction is this one, like this. Okay, I think you are able to see this one reaction properly. Okay, so this is the functioning. This is actually the as a reference electrode, the most widely used reference electrode as an electrochemical cell. In an electrochemical cell is known as calomel electrode, and the concentration of KCl is taken as a 0.1 normal or 1 normal. If it is 0.1 normal, then there is a E naught value is 0.3334. And if it is 1 normal, it is 0.2810 volt, and if it is saturated, it is 0.2422 volt. So generally a calomel electrode with saturated KCl solution is used in the electrochemical cell. Generally we have taken. This is working. This is your reference electrode. Now I am going to discuss little bit, not too much, little bit about the Nernst equation. What is Nernst equation? Actually, Nernst equation shows the dependence of concentration, dependence of EMF on the concentration and the temperature. Okay, dependence of EMF on the concentration and the temperature. So, suppose this is your SL. This in this cell, this is representation where your left side is the anode and this is your cathode. Okay, so this is your Nernst equation. Derivation of Nernst equation is not in your course. You just taken this value, E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.00592 upon N. N is whatever the number of electron exchange takes place in a reaction. In this case, 2 electron exchange takes place. That's why you have taken value 2 here. Put the value and get the calculation. I given one question on the basis of this also. Okay, so this is about the Nernst equation. Now I am going to discuss about the difference between the electrolytic solution and the electrolyte and the galvanic cell. Question arise in your mind, what is electrolytic solution? What is the meaning of this electrolytic solution? Actually, the electrolytic solution and the electrochemical solution, there are two types of the solution. In the electrolytic solution, the device where electrical energy converted into the chemical energy. That means when we provide electricity, then chemical reaction occur. That means this electrical energy converted into the chemical energy. While and electrochemical cell is a device in which electrical energy is converted into the chemical energy. Chemical energy is converted into the electrical energy. That means when a chemical reaction occur, when a chemical reaction happen, then electricity produced. That's the basic difference between a electrochemical cell and the electrolytic cell. So this galvanic cell is a type of electrochemical cell, and electrochemical cell are of two types. One is the type of the galvanic cell where the electrodes are different, and another type is the concentration cell where the electrodes are the same metal but the concentration of solution is different there. Next is that do not need any external electrical energy in case of this electrochemical cell. While for the electrolytic cell, we need external electrical energy. When any reaction started, spontaneously, chemical reaction started, spontaneously electricity is produced. And at here, spontaneous reaction not possible. When you provide the electricity, that means you provide electrical energy, then chemical reaction happen. That's why it is termed as non-spontaneous reaction takes place at here. In case of electrochemical cell, anode is negative and cathode is positive part of a cell. While in case of electrolytic cell, anode is positive and cathode is negative. Okay. So this is overall the difference. This is overall the difference between the electrolytic cell and the electrochemical cell. In case of cell is a single device where one cathode and one anode is there. It is not a large equipment. But when we go to the battery is what? Battery is nothing but it's the combination of unit cell units. So in your syllabus there is a lead acid battery, and I am going to discuss that lead acid battery. In our house it is also used, lead acid battery. Here what we use in simple cells, cathode and anode. Here we have same cathode and anode. This is lead, that is as a anode, and this is as a cathode, or vice versa. Depend on situation I'm saying, because depend that charging reaction or the discharging reaction. This is your discharging reaction and charging reaction. In the cell reaction, actually in the cell reaction, this discharging, during the discharging process. What is discharging process? That means when electricity is not there, and whatever the electricity that is providing via the battery, and that battery is going to discharge that time. So during the discharging, positive electrode, that means cathode. So the cathode is PbSO4. Correct? This PbSO4 with this 4H plus ion and sulfate, that gives you PbSO4 plus H2O. And at the negative, that means at the anode part, this Pb combined with sulfate and gives you PbSO4 and 2 electrons. That means during discharging, PbO combined with sulfate ion, that sulfate ion taken from the solution that is H2SO4, that H2SO4 is present here as this solution. You can see here in this figure, this is your sulfuric acid, and in the sulfuric acid there is the H2SO4 is present. And for the cathode and anode, here this lead as a anode, and this anode as a lead, and cathode as a lead oxide, and there is a small wire shield like a separator just to separate that. These are the combination of the cell, and you can see this is termed as the grid. Actually the separator is actually the grid. Okay, So during the discharge, this reaction happen. And during the charging, just opposite the reaction. Opposite mean what? Mean whatever this PbSO4 that is formed during the discharging, now it is used during the charging, and during the charging at the cathode, this PbSO4 and H2O, that means this whole product is now again used here and converted into this PbO plus sulfate ion. And at the anode part, this PbSO4 converted into lead plus this. Okay, so this is overall about lead discharging solution, and this lead acid battery is very important. Their construction important, their figure important, and very important part is the cell reaction, whatever the reaction total involved in charging and discharging of that. Okay, thank you.